Hello, hello. Hey, by the way, those of you who watch on YouTube, thank you for that. Make sure that you are subscribing to my YouTube channel. TC, what do they have to do? Ring the bell?
Ring the bell. Click
Ring
the bell.
Click the bell.
Yeah,
the Liberty bell.
Look at that bell that says subscribe, and then once you hit it, it'll say subscribed.
Nice. In the palm of my hand. Where is it? Yes, right here. My own casino. My own casino for all the action because pro football playoffs begin this Saturday. I think this is the most exciting weekend in football coming up, and I say that every year. It's not just that I'm saying it this year. And this year, it's Saturday, it's Sunday, and then Monday, Dallas and Tampa Bay. The GOAT. One more time, Brady? I don't know. Nobody brings it all to you like the BetParx Sportsbook and Casino app. Hang on a second.
Oh, you got the hat going on? Nice.
Get your odds and bets and slots and games right in the palm of your hand. It's safe, secure, and easy to use. The BetParx Sportsbook and Casino app, the only sportsbook and casino app I recommend. Bet on more than just the score. You can bet on player performance with live in-game betting. You can bet during the game. Join me and download the BetParx app and start playing instantly. Got to be 21 and in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. See betparx.com for full terms and conditions. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Time now for the headlines from Smerconish.com, the newsletter. As you all know, TC went to the North Carolina School of Animal Husbandry, Science, and Witchcraft in Durham, North Carolina.
What on earth?
On the other hand, went to the Central Bucks Public Schools, headquartered in Doylestown, Pennsylvania.
And the story today is about which of those schools?
Mine.
There you go. Okay.
Does your school
Did you just
district
want to mention that?
ever make news?
Well, I mean, my school, the science and math, I don't think is sort of within a school district. In other words, it is a public boarding school, but it's not like the Durham public schools or the Raleigh public schools. So it's sort of, it's its own thing.
Were you a boarder?
Are you kidding me? Did you not know this?
I mean, like a mile away from your parents' house?
Well,
they wanted you out.
A few miles away. No, it pulls from, science and math pulls from all over North Carolina. It is a public boarding school.
Yeah, but you were 5 minutes away.
Everyone boards. If you lived a block away, you would board. It's a boarding school.
Your parents, like Woody and Helen, they dropped you off and they went to the Angus barn and they celebrated.
It's
like, whoo.
So not true.
Now we can focus all of our attention on Colbert.
Oh, well, Prince Colbert, of course. That actually is, that part is true.
Ladies and gentlemen, by the way, this all reminds me, speaking of my own public school experience, which I love discussing, the Doyle Elementary School, Hollycong Junior High School, Central Bucks West, the then football powerhouse. Actually, they just had a really good season this year. But all the subject matter of a TC After Dark podcast episode called Old School, where, what was it like? It was pre-COVID, wasn't it, TC? Time flies.
It might have been mid-COVID.
Oh, really?
But you and I were okay because we were,
Was it during COVID?
Yeah, I think it was during COVID.
So on a particular day, we met up in the community where I was born and raised, and I drove you to those schools
and
told stories
around Doylestown itself as well. Yeah. So it was like a town tour. It was, different both landmarks that people would be historically interesting, but also interesting personally to you, like that pizza shop or that, so all the community, the three schools, the distance from each other, it was unbelievable. The stories that were told that day.
It was, many of them were true.
Some were true.
Many were true. So
in and out of
it
the
was
car.
A fun episode.
I'm
putting in my social media. I want people to go listen to Old School.
Thank you.
Because we thoroughly enjoyed ourselves. And I think we've shared with the audience.
Have we? If not, we're about to.
Okay, we had to do it 2 days in a row because TC didn't have a windscreen on her microphone.
There was a real issue with those microphones.
Because we got out and walked around.
Yeah, and you couldn't hear a damn thing.
Couldn't hear a damn thing.
Yeah.
So we went back and did it the following day, by the way.
Credit.
The following, that's it. We're going back.
It was like a Sunday.
Yeah.
You were like, meet me there. I was saying, I'm there, whatever time you say.
It worked out fine because day one ended up being a rehearsal.
It was perfect.
Anyway, it's a really good episode of TC After Dark. We think so.
We think so.
We had a lot of fun.
We
had a lot of fun. But I want to say this, my school district, not the school district that TC, the privileged environment in which she was raised, but my school district.
Public schools.
Where I was K through 12 continues to make news, and not in a good way. The school board in Central Bucks has become ground zero for culture wars. You might remember my sharing stories about raucous board meetings in the midst of COVID when some local public health professionals, some of whom known to me, good people, were heckled at a school board meeting when they tried to make a presentation about the science of COVID as it was then known. And I said at the time, and I continue to believe, that good people are going to stay away from being willing to serve on a local school board if this becomes the norm, because one of the school board members needed security and ultimately resigned. Like, who's going to fill that vacuum? The wingnuts, in my opinion. So something else you should know about the school district where I was educated, K through 12, is that the U.S. Department of Education, the Office for Civil Rights, is investigating an ACLU complaint against the school district that asserts that there's a hostile learning environment for LGBTQ students. So there's that as background, okay? The news story posted at Smerconish.com today, the new controversy, the headlines and the whisper down the lane suggest that it's all about pride flags, gay pride flags, the multicolored pride flags that we're all familiar with, having been banned. It's actually more complicated and nuanced than that.
Okay, let's hear it.
So what actually are banned are advocacy activities. The example often given are the gay pride flags. It's true. You can't have a flag such as that in a classroom. When I read in and I learn specifically what it's going to do or enforce, here from the Philadelphia Inquirer is their summation. The policy specifically says that employees should not advocate to students on partisan, political, or social policy matters. Let's just stop right there. I don't think we want teachers being advocates on political, partisan, or social policy matters, or display a flag, banner, poster, sign, sticker, pin, button, insignia, paraphernalia, photograph, or other similar material that advocates concerning any partisan, political, or social policy issue. Now, an earlier version of it, the policy prohibited specifically materials related to gender identity or sexual orientation. I think this is hard. How do you strike the right balance that is welcoming toward LGBTQ students who already have a lot on their plate to deal with? And you want to feel welcoming of them, but do you want in a classroom Black Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter, White Lives, and you could just see how it's going to get totally out of control and distracting.
No to all of them is actually more inclusive.
I don't, that's the issue I'm framing. Would have made for a great poll question at Smerconish.com.
Right.
The vote was 6-3. It's a Republican-dominated board. Here in a nutshell are the competing sides. Tabitha Delangelo is a professor of education at the College of New Jersey and a board member who said inclusive spaces lead to better educational outcomes for marginalized students. Quote, stress impairs cognitive function. Creating classrooms where students know they are valued and included lowers stress and improves cognitive function. Deborah Cannon is a member of the board majority. Elected in a contentious 2021 battle for the school board, she said that she and fellow members have been unfairly maligned as extremists. Rhetoric that she said has now filtered down to the students. The board is trying to ensure age appropriateness, Cannon said, voicing concern that the disturbing amount of pedophilia in this country, as well as the obsession with immersing children in sexual content, expressing her concern about that. She said teachers weren't all tolerant of opposing political viewpoints. So it goes on and on and on. One last detail. This is from the Philadelphia Inquirer coverage. I think I went with WHYY's coverage today in the newsletter. In one of Tuesday's more heated moments, Tuesday is when the 6-3 vote was taken where they said, we're going to ban it all. Lori Ammon, whose children graduated from my alma mater, Central Bucks West, in 2016 and 2018, including a son who is gay, told the board it was a travesty that you had to hire a PR firm to spin your policies and a lawyer to defend civil rights abuses that you created. Your days are numbered, she said. We didn't see you coming before, but we see you now. We didn't think this could happen here, but it's not going to happen next time we vote. One board member said, are you threatening us? She said, I'm saying we're not going to vote for you anymore. Apparently there was applause. Is that okay? Don't we have a right to vote? Just sad.
Yikes.
Sad to see.
Yikes.
I'm proud of the public school education that I received exactly there, and now it's just the epitome of this partisan divide in the country. As I say, would have made for a great poll question. Yesterday's poll results, 20,499 votes cast. Yesterday's poll result at Smerconish.com, in excess of 20,000 votes cast. Does the discovery of Biden classified documents diminish the ability to prosecute Trump? Okay, be honest. How many of you would like to vote again on that question, having voted already? No! What do you think now? The vote was 67.65% no votes. No, it doesn't diminish the ability to prosecute Trump.
Oh, my.
Well, how about in light of today's update, which says there's now some second cache of, and we don't really know the extent of it, but there are more documents in apparently a different location. So Biden has, more documents. From ABC today, after classified materials were found at an old office of President Biden's aides then discovered a second batch of classified documents. TC, I bet, and this is not to excuse Biden or Trump, but I bet they all leave, deliberately or not, with something they shouldn't have.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's what I think. I think Obama's got something. I think Barack Obama has classified materials.
Whoa.
Yeah, not because he's a thief, not because he's a bad guy.
Come on.
But I just think it's the nature of the beast. When they're gathering up at the end, stuff gets scooped up.
Oh, boy.
You disagree with me? Knowing that Biden had stuff too?
I need to ponder that. So not on purpose, you're saying?
I don't believe it's necessarily on purpose.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it's not like the hotel robe.
Okay, it's not like a hotel robe.
I'm just asking.
Right.
Are we talking like the little mini shampoos, or are we talking hotel robe? Like, where are we in this?
You have no idea, but I happen to have a hotel robe at home.
Why?
For which I'm the subject of ridicule and scorn by my wife.
Well, you obviously had to buy it.
I bought it.
Did you buy it?
It's bad. It's a bad story.
Here's what I want to know. Did you take it home by mistake and therefore they charged you for it, or did you buy it on purpose?
Okay.
This is amazing.
Okay. I had a horrible hotel experience.
I'm literally dying
for
already.
reasons I will not detail. Okay? But they had a robe in this hotel room.
You took it out of spite?
Which was wonderful. Wonderful.
Oh, my God.
So when I was checking out from my miserable existence, which was not the fault of the hotel, long story. When I was checking out, as almost an afterthought, I said to whomever was checking me out, the robe in the room was really nice. Can I buy one? Yes, you can. Great. Will you ship it to me? Yes, we will. So what attracted me to this particular robe...
Did you not ask how much it cost? This whole story is making me very nervous.
We are so far afield here, but what attracted me to the robe was the color of the robe, okay, because it happens to match some paint at home. So I made an impulsive...
Is it purple?
No. It may or may not be like seafoam green. Do you know what seafoam is?
Yes.
I don't know if I know what seafoam is.
I mean, I do.
So I bought the robe and I ordered the robe and I said, ship it. I'm like running to the airport. Harried American. The robe arrives and it has a belt that is a different color than the robe. The belt is white. The robe is seafoam.
The belt
and it looks hideous.
In the hotel, was the belt?
My wife literally laughed at me 2 nights ago when I showed up in the kitchen wearing my robe, my house coat. If you saw a picture of me in this robe, you'd die. So it's a white.
Was the belt seafoam in the hotel, in the actual hotel?
Yes, but they sent me a seafoam.
Why didn't you ask for the right belt?
How would you ever know they're going to send you the wrong belt?
Right, but if they send you the wrong belt, why didn't you say you sent me the wrong belt? And
They're
get
in
the right
Italy.
Belt?
They're in Italy.
Oh, more details.
Yes.
This is fantastic. Oh, huh.
So now I've been to Amazon
to try to get the right
to
belt.
try and find a belt in seafoam for my robe. And every time I put it on, I'm comfortable and miserable.
Whew. That's a lot.
How did we start talking about
That
this?
is a lot. I asked if taking classified material was the same thing as
Taking a robe.
by mistake, leaving with the hotel robe.
Okay, I paid for my robe.
Okay,
I
now
paid
we
for
know.
my robe. I
And
don't
you wish
steal
you-
from
And
hotels.
you wish you hadn't. Of course you don't steal from hotels. Wow.
Today's
Okay.
poll question. Today's poll question.
Michael, we need a picture.
Oh my God. It would set the internet ablaze.
Come on.
Ablaze. Today's poll question at Smerconish.com in follow-up to yesterday's conversation about the public school district in Seattle suing the tech giants behind TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and Snapchat. I'm so into this litigation, meaning I'm so intrigued by it, paying close attention to it. I had posted at Smerconish.com yesterday the 92-page complaint, chock full of research and footnotes, and encourage people to read it as a matter of public concern. Today, I'm asking the following. Is the mental health crisis among American youth the result of big tech's design and marketing of social media, which was as tight a summation as I could come up with for the litigation to be used in the poll question today? Please vote at Smerconish.com on that. Quickly, TC, Harry and Meghan laughing all the way to the bank. There's a news account from Yahoo Finance today that we posted at Smerconish.com totaling up $138 million that they're bringing in from various deals.
Unbelievable.
Do you remember when a couple of days ago I said the magic number is 1.7 million units that Penguin Random House needs to sell, meaning all forms of book,
right,
in order to recoup what they paid Harry?
Yes.
Well, they're going to hit that number.
They are going to hit that number. Variety is reporting that Prince Harry's, quote, jaw-dropping memoir Spare has sold an equally jaw-dropping 1.4 million copies in the U.S., U.K., and Canada on its first day. One day. The figure includes all formats and editions, including ebooks and print. And according to Penguin Random House, this on Variety, the book has smashed all records for any first-day nonfiction book sale it has ever put out. Ever. Even Barack Obama's presidential memoir, A Promised Land, which previously held the record.
Holy
Prince Harry.
smokes. Harry,
hey, you know what?
Number one.
If you spill, you're going to sell.
If you spill, they will buy it.
Yeah. Well, if you're on that sort of, storied grounds. In other words, he's just so entrenched in the royal family. They usually don't talk.
Look, I'm interested, obviously, in the subject matter. I've talked about it often. I now feel like I know the story. So would I buy that book? Probably not.
Yeah, but to hear it in his words, and there's got to be something else. And you'd find something.
I definitely would find nuggets like, holy smokes, they didn't tell us this.
Correct.
And you know why?
Got pulled out.
You know why I would find nuggets? Because most of those who interview don't read the books.
Well, that's true, too.
Which is the reality. I do.
Yes,
patting myself on the back.
Yes.
Good story about Mackenzie Scott.
Speaking of money.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos' ex-wife, who, as part of their divorce, I guess, left with a 4% stake in Amazon. She vowed to give away her, quote, disproportionate amount of money and to keep it and keep at it until the safe is empty. It's a really interesting story about how she gives away money without formal application and no strings attached. And such is the, I'll say, unconventional way with which she approaches philanthropy that oftentimes beneficiaries have ignored her representatives' emails and hung up on their phone calls thinking it's a hoax. If you get a phone call from the office of Mackenzie Scott, take it, because it might be legit.
Absolutely take that call.
Congressman, car salesman, who is at the bottom? Well, who's at the top in terms of prestige? Americans' ratings of the honesty and ethics of professions. Just think for a moment. What do you think is the most revered profession in the United States? Who do we most put on a pedestal? You know the answer to this.
Yes, and I would have guessed this anyway because of my parents. I'm a doctor's daughter. That's in my mind. I just think, I think of an oncologist.
Right.
That's who I think of.
So nurses, number one.
Oh, amen to that.
Nurses, number
They're
one.
The best.
Medical doctors, number two. Pharmacists, number three. I was talking about, old school.
Yes.
High school teachers in the 4th position.
Well, I kind of love that.
Yeah.
In this day and age, that's great.
Yeah. And people might be interested to know police officers in the 5th position, clergy in the 6th position.
Okay, well, that's
So
very interesting. I'm not sure I would have said that.
Despite a lot of controversy that has surrounded cops and priests,
That's fascinating.
you know, they're still up there.
Good, because you know what? They're good ones.
At the bottom, at the lowest end of the totem pole, telemarketers.
Oh.
You know what? I don't think that's fair to telemarketers.
They're trying to earn a living.
They're trying to earn a living.
Right.
Like that poor.
I try to be nice.
That poor son
I'm
of
sorry,
a gun.
No, thank you. Click. But I'm never mean.
I mean, I used to be a little nasty. Like sometimes I would do the old Seinfeld, like, hey, give me your home number. Let me call you a little bit later. Members of Congress above telemarketers, and then car salespeople in that final position. Oh my God, I can't even get to everything else.
Gotta go.
Yeah, In-N-Out Burger coming east. In Tennessee.
Yeah.
I like In-N-Out Burger at LAX, although normally when I land at LAX, I go right to Tito's.
I knew you were going to say that.
Which is off the 405 on Venice or around. You get off at Venice to go there. But I do like the In-N-Out Burger at LAX on the way out of town. You arrive early, go to In-N-Out at LAX, and then fly wherever you're going to go. There are a lot more stories. They're posted at Smerconish.com. I thank you for subscribing. Please make sure that you are also subscribing to my YouTube channel. Basically, subscribe to everything. Thank you very much, and see you later.